Coming up on this episode of Coordinated. So, for example, accommodations such as extended time or rest breaks don't require special materials or formats. For those accommodations, nothing needs to be indicated in AP registration and ordering.
Greetings, AP coordinators, and welcome to Season 6 of Coordinated.
Thanks for joining us as we get ready for this year's AP exam administration.
Our goal? Help AP coordinators create the optimal testing experience for AP students.
And that means we have a lot to cover.
Derek Cometa, former AP coordinator, now director, AP coordinator experience for the AP program.
And I'm Rachel McBride, AP coordinator and school counselor at Mayfield High School. Welcome to the podcast for AP coordinators.
Welcome to Coordinated.
Hi, everyone. I'm April Nenadal, counselor and AP coordinator, and I invite you to join experienced AP coordinators like myself over Zoom for Power Hour Live. In these live sessions, you'll get best practices for how to administer world language and music theory exams, including guidance for using the Digital Audio Capture app and the Digital Audio Submission Portal. Plus, you'll hear the key action items for submitting student work for AP Seminar, AP Research, AP Computer Science Principles, and AP Art and Design. During the hour, you can participate in collaborative breakout rooms to share best practices and get ready for this year's exam administration. You'll hear the answers to common questions coming into AP Services for Educators. And we'll end with an open question and answer session. This is the first in a series of live events to support AP coordinators as we prepare for the 2022 AP exam administration. Sessions are available on multiple days and times, but space is limited. We'll put a registration link in the show notes, so please register now. This is something you won't want to miss. I look forward to seeing you then.
Season 6, Episode 2, SSD, Services for Students with Disabilities.
Hey everyone. Hey Rachel. Can I just say I'm so excited about our episode today.
Hey, Derek. And yes, I can see you smiling over Zoom, and I'm guessing that the other person in our Zoom grid is the reason why.
Well, I'm always happy to see you, Rachel.
Right. Nice try, Derek. We know you're happy to have Karli on the show.
That's right. Welcome back to Coordinated, Karli Tsuge.
Thanks. I'm so happy to be here. Is this what it's like behind the scenes with you two all the time, or did we just push the record button too soon?
So, as we were saying, we're excited to have Karli on the show.
That's right. Besides helping us with the introductions and credits for Coordinated, Karli is a school counselor just like me.
And an AP coordinator like I used to be.
And especially important today, Karli is also the SSD coordinator at her school, a triple threat counselor, AP coordinator, and SSD coordinator.
Absolutely. And I'm ready to talk about SSD. There are a few important things coming up soon, like this month, so we should get started.
You got it. Let's start with a quick overview.
Yes. Step one is applying for accommodations.
Students with documented disabilities and College Board approved accommodations may require special exam formats or materials. A few examples of this are Braille, assistive technology compatible, or large print materials. At the beginning of the school year, the AP coordinator should work with the school's SSD coordinator to identify all students with approved or expected accommodations. The AP coordinator should also confirm what each student's approved or expected accommodations are.
And in AP registration and ordering, we can search for students with an SSD ID and view the status of requests for accommodations. This helps us inform our exam order. And finally, in AP registration and ordering, we'll be able to indicate any special exam formats or materials needed for each student.
Early in the school year, the SSD coordinator should visit with AP teachers and counselors to identify any students requiring accommodations who plan to take AP exams. Then, the SSD coordinator uses SSD Online, not AP registration and ordering, to submit requests for accommodations for those students.
Yes, this ensures that decisions are made in time for exam orders to be finalized and for exam materials to be shipped. Please visit SSD Online for more information about submitting, tracking, and managing requests for accommodations.
We will put a link to SSD Online in our show notes. I'm going to do that right now. And while I'm doing so, let's get to step 2, approved accommodations.
So, with some exceptions, once approved for accommodations, a student remains approved across all College Board exams. It's critical that students and schools clearly identify the accommodations needed for each type of College Board test. Different tests have different components and testing conditions. So, what may be appropriate for one test may not apply to another.
For example, a student approved for extended time on quote-unquote math exam only wouldn't receive extended time for an AP literature and composition exam.
Additionally, some accommodations are administered differently across College Board programs.
Right. For example, for AP, a student approved for extended time won't automatically be provided extra breaks. For AP exams, a student requiring extra breaks must apply for that specific accommodation.
And that takes us to step 3, special format exam materials.
Some students may not have received approval for testing accommodations by the exam ordering deadlines. However, AP coordinators should order special exam formats or materials based on approved or expected accommodations.
And there are 2 important deadlines for us to remember. The first, November 15th, 2021. This was the deadline to submit orders for all full year and first semester courses and all exam-only sections. And the second is March 15th, 2022. This is the deadline to submit updates to orders for all full year and first semester courses. It's also the deadline for new orders for courses starting after November 15th, 2021.
We can update an existing exam order for any student who receives approval for accommodations after ordering, and we can do so without incurring an additional fee. However, if we add a new exam order for a full year or first semester course for a student after the ordering deadline has passed, well, in that case, there would be an additional $40 late order fee per exam.
And while AP coordinators can order special materials for students with expected accommodations that have not been approved but are in process, the student must eventually be approved by the College Board SSD office in order to use those accommodations on their AP exams. I'll say that last part again. A student must be approved for accommodations in order to use them on exam day. Administering an exam with accommodations that have not been approved, that would result in a score cancellation.
And now let's talk about ordering AP exams for students with accommodations. This is step 4.
So now we're talking about indicating special exam materials or formats in AP registration and ordering, again, based on approved or expected accommodations. Let's start by saying that not all accommodations require special materials or formats. When that's the case, no action is required in AP registration and ordering. There is a helpful table in the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 1.
Page 91 of the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 1, to be specific. One of my favorite pages.
So, for example, accommodations such as extended time or rest breaks don't require special materials or formats. For those accommodations, nothing needs to be indicated in AP registration and ordering. I should note, if a student needs to test over multiple days due to either approval of limited time testing or the amount of approved extended time, we indicate multiple day testing for the student in AP registration and ordering. Extended time doesn't always result in multiple day testing, and extended time alone doesn't need to be indicated.
Now, when it is needed as part of a student's accommodation, the AP coordinator orders the special exam format in AP registration and ordering. Special format exam materials will be shipped only if the AP coordinator has indicated this in AP registration and ordering and submitted the information as part of their exam order.
Right. And all of what Derek and Karli just covered is in step-by-step detail in the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 1, pages 88 to 93.
Orders for special exam materials for students with accommodations are reviewed by the AP program. So if any additional information is needed about an order, an email will be sent to the AP coordinator on record. If you receive this email, please follow the directions promptly.
As AP coordinators, we can also check the status of special material orders by clicking View Approval Requests on the Orders page in AP Registration and Ordering.
And one final piece of information to wrap it all up. January 18, 2022 is an important date. This is the deadline for SSD coordinators to submit requests for SSD accommodations. Whew. That was a lot of information.
It was, but a great review for experienced AP coordinators like myself and for new coordinators too.
Especially those who are also the SSD coordinator.
Excellent point. Karli Tsuge, you are very kind to talk with us today. Thank you so much for sharing your SSD experiences and giving tips to everyone listening. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. If you don't mind, can I ask a favor?
Of course.
Can I close down this segment?
Absolutely.
I just thought it was important because I don't think SSD coordinators get enough credit, especially those who are also AP coordinators. So, AP coordinators and SSD coordinators, you are, or should I say, we are, good as gold. Coordinated is recorded, produced, and engineered by Derek Cometa. Derek also co-authors the show, along with Kimberly Casey and Rachel McBride. Audio review by Elisa Aloyo, Dale Glazer, and Tierra Pinto. Our executive producer is Edward Biederman. Podcast logo, courtesy of the amazingly talented Amy O. Amy is enjoying her senior year at Savannah Arts Academy. We thank Jackie Ray for our theme song, Good as Gold. Jackie is a former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School. Additional vocal support by myself, Karli Tsuge, AP Coordinator at Costa Mesa High School in Southern California.
Special thanks to all my colleagues in the AP program for supporting our show. And AP coordinators, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We appreciate you, and for all your support of AP students, you are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's all